what is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. So today is Monday. What do we do on Mondays? Makeup Monday. So I actually am just gonna get right into it because I do have somewhere to go. So you're pretty much watching this in the future, in the present. Future? I don't know. Alright, so I have to hop on the voiceover. Mia gets really upset whenever I start talking into the camera and she's not involved. So to avoid clipping and cutting out her music, I'm just gonna do a voiceover. I think it's best. Anyways, so for today's look, I did want to try this method that is supposed to help stop creasing under the eyes, technically. I did see a video on TikTok. I will try to link the actual creator down below. Now, did I do this right? I don't know. I did show the end results after like 5 hours to do a little checkup on my makeup, but you know, you get the point. So, as always, just prepping the skin. I cannot tell you guys enough. Prepping the skin is key. You want to make sure that your skin isn't too dry. You want to start off with a clean base. So make sure you cleanse your face before you add makeup. Do all that good stuff. Add your serums. I do want to show you guys the skincare that I use, but I am still in the deep search of finding what I truly like and not just using what I have, you know. But I think I'm almost there. I've been doing a lot of research on good skincare and I think I found something. But anyways, so for example, this Cream Nivea. I absolutely love the way this makes my makeup look. It makes it look dewy and hydrated and like, I don't know, this one is really good, but the rating was just not it. I'll put a picture here so you guys will see. I am in search of a new moisturizer that will give me the same look, same effect, you know, so I am going to be sharing that with you guys as soon as I find it. It's a little bit of a process, you know. So here is the skin, nice and glowy and hydrated. I am going to try to dry this down a little bit. Don't mind my acrylic tray. I will wipe it down, I promise. But I do like to dry everything down before I add my makeup on top. I don't know, I feel like it does avoid any type of smudging. Now, in that video, he did talk about how your under eyes have to be moisturized. It has to be nice and plump and I don't know that, so I usually do that regardless, and he said to add a good primer. Of course, you guys already know I had to go in with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This one and the Nivea cream, they all just blend so nicely together. But in that video, he talked about how he doesn't want to hear anybody say that their concealer creases because after doing this, no concealer will crease. Well, I'm going to put that to the test because my e.l.f. Camo Concealer has been creasing so bad ever since they changed the formula. They even changed the shade. I don't know. I picked that one just to fully test it out. So now we are going to get into the actual makeup part, full step-by-step type thing. He did mention to not add foundation under the eyes where you are going to apply the concealer. Adding that foundation is going to add that extra layer that is just going to be thicker and your eyelids are going to be more likely to crease, right? And honestly, while I'm blending, let's just talk, let's chat. What is one thing that you would recommend to everybody that you would want them to try? Something in your makeup routine that changes everything, that is a life changer, that you absolutely just hands down would recommend. Let me know. Let us know. Let's have a chat. Let's chat about it. It could be a type of serum, a moisturizer, a type of foundation, concealer. That one item that you cannot go without in your makeup routine. Let us know. Let's share. Anyways, now let's move on to the concealer part. Like I said, this is the one I will be using today. It is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, 16-hour Camo Concealer. It is full coverage. The shade is stunning. I love it. So he recommended to add all the products to the back of your hand. So that's what I'm doing. He also did mention to add a little bit, just a tad bit of foundation and mix those together. To not go directly on with the concealer, because when you go directly on, you can over add concealer, which is just adding that thick layer of makeup that is just going to crease. Also, what was recommended was to use a smaller brush to blend this stuff out. This is the original brush that I always go in with my concealer. It is a huge difference, but we're gonna just move on. Now here you can see that I did mix the two, and I am going to try to evenly add this throughout the whole under eye. Am I a fan of these steps? I don't know. I feel like I really miss my big concealer brush. That one just covers everything and it just applies so smoothly, but I mean, for the sake of this video, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna test it out. We'll see. I also do have a napkin with me. That way I can wipe off the extra excess. So if I need to take off some extra concealer from the eye, I can just wipe it off, start fresh. You know, you get the point. And yes, I am playing Max and Ruby in the background, so you can hear that. I apologize. Anyways, I'm just gonna do this eye on camera and then speed through the other side just because I feel like I'm talking too much. Am I talking too much? I might be talking too much. Anyways. All right, so now we are gonna do the brows. Now I'm just gonna carve out the brows with just the concealer instead of mixing it with the foundation. I feel like I need that extra color of pop, and I didn't really get that with the under eyes, especially mixing it with the foundation. I just feel like I don't have that extra pop. I am gonna go in here in a bit and add just a tad bit more of that concealer under were the parts that I crease, you know, so I'm not adding extra makeup on top, but around. Before we do that though, I do see some makeup picking up in those creases, so what was recommended was to kind of just take it off. Just take it off, wipe it out, you know, blend it out. So now I can finally go in with my favorite concealer brush. It is just thick. It blends everything out so fast and easy. As you guys can see, I'm done. Also, I'm not sure, I don't think I mentioned this, but another thing that was said in the video was try to get as much excess off the brush. So that concealer slash foundation that you picked up on the back of your hand, try to, I guess, thin out the makeup before adding it directly onto the eye. And you guys will see me doing that here in a little bit when I do some retouches under the eye, when I go in just a tad bit brighter, because it just wasn't bright enough for me personally. So here you guys can see that I am going under where I creased. Well, a little bit on top, but I tried not to, I promise. And I think it's time to give you guys my full-on honest review, right? Now, so far it looks stunning. It was no creasing. The makeup just looks so smooth and flawless. It didn't look cakey. It didn't look like I used a lot of makeup, but I'm gonna be honest, after like 5 hours it was creasing. I'll show you guys at the end of this video, but I just went ahead and finished off my makeup. Okay, so I might have forgot to record an outro, of course, obviously. But I'm just gonna go ahead and take the time now to say thank you so much for watching. I did enjoy trying this new hack, even though it didn't actually quite work for me. Did I do it wrong? I don't know. Or maybe that concealer just creases. I am gonna say this took me way longer than what I usually do, but I was willing to give it a try if it meant no creasing under the eyes, you know? Real quick, I am gonna fast forward all of the bronzing because it did take me a while. I did try to like make it look very nice and smooth. Anyways, now to set all of that work that we did, the long time blending and making sure that it wasn't creasing, we are gonna set it in place. Now, what was recommended in the video was to add a powdered pressed powder, setting powder, whatever powder, and to add it directly with a brush first. This is going to not be too cakey. I don't know exactly the words that they used for this video, but I did it. And then after this, it was recommended to go in with a powder puff. I did not have my powder puff in hand because they are dirty. But for the most part, I'm pretty sure I locked everything in place. Everywhere that I concealed, I made sure to add a thin layer of this first, and then once it's set, I did go in with a second layer. All right, so this is what the final look turned out to look like. Honestly, it looks quite flawless, quite stunning, quite surprised, right? But we'll see. So final results, it did end up creasing after a while. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.